Well, let's go to Queen Mary University, where there was some industrial action to start with this morning. Let's see if we can get the very latest on this developing story from Helen Hoddenott. Helen?
Martin, there's a real buzz on campus this morning. It's the first day of term and students are heading into their lectures ready for a new year of learning. But here at the gates to the university, staff are on a picket line. There's probably about 50 people here holding placards and protesting over pay. Some staff took part in a marking boycott over the summer, and as a result, the university says it's within its right to dock 100% of their pay. And I'm standing here now with Zara Dinnan, the co-chair of UCU Queen Mary branch and also a senior English lecturer here at the university. So Zara, this strike here is over the pay that has been docked for the marking boycott. What's been the impact on staff of that?
Well, the impact has been massive. You are expected to work, you continue to come into work, and you open up your payslip at the end of each month, and you are seeing, in some cases, zero. In many cases, people are only paid on the days where they booked annual leave. They're worried about rent. So I am one of the people that is being deducted for over 100 days, and if it wasn't for the solidarity between members, so we've got members who are not being deducted pledging to share their salaries with members who are. We've got donations from the public, from other unions, from other branches in UCU, and all of that is meaning that I can pay my rent and I can eat and I can kind of live my life because we're supporting each other. But there is the kind of financial panic, like the panic of having all your money taken, but there is also the emotional distress of realizing that the place where you work, the people that run the place where you work, are happy to see you starve, to see you at risk of defaulting on mortgage or rent, and that there is that, not even that kind of, not just, I mean, there's no care, but there's not even a kind of basic sense of duty towards staff, and that's distressing.
Do you feel like the action here today and this week, you were obviously striking again last week, do you think it can reach the resolution that you're aiming for?
I think it can. We've certainly seen in other branches, other UCU branches around the country, that where they've begun strike action over the last few weeks, particularly around the deductions for the marking boycott. We've seen management come to the table, agreements be reached. I think it is a really sad state of affairs that the management at Queen Mary are willing to put students through and staff through the distress of strike action on Welcome Week, strike action on Week 1. We've been open, flexible, and management here have just refused in ways that elsewhere they've kind of reached good industrial relations and used industrial relations to come to settlements.
So, as you mentioned there, the students, you are a English lecturer, a senior English lecturer, and they are one of the groups that couldn't graduate last year because of the marking boycott. And I guess in some ways that makes them feel like the enemy in this. Surely there's someone else that you can be taking it out on.
Well, the students are not our enemy, and we are not their enemy. I feel angry for the students, and they are angry for themselves. They're not angry at us, they're angry at management. There's a lot of student and staff solidarity. I think it's really important to recognise that where education is the work of this institution, then of course strike action is going to impact all of those involved in education, students and staff, professional services, but there was always the capacity to bring this to an end in ways that would be fairer on everyone at the institution. And time again, we've seen UCEA and individual employers refuse to do that and to sacrifice students' education, their graduations, their degrees, willing to sacrifice that to prove some sort of point about not negotiating.
Thank you so much, Martin. That is Zara Dinnan, the co-chair of UCU here at Queen Mary. Well, the university says that they are working to minimise the impact of the strikes, and they also say that their pay is above average in the industry. But of course, many will have lectures here, the students at the university today, cancelled or changes to their timetables as a result of these strikes. And I've been talking to students on campus campus this morning about what they think about the action.
OK, Helen, thank you very much indeed for that developing story at the universities up and down the land. I'm going to take you down to Bournemouth, to the Liberal Democrat